Hello. Do you know which company is the number one company according to Fortune 500 list of 2020? Let me tell you, that is Walmart with approximately 570 billion USD revenue, and there is a long list. So here today we are going to talk about management. I'll be your course instructor, Mausam Pandya, and I will be delivering you the series on management studies, the course offered in semester 5 Electronics and Communication under Gujarat Technological University. Our focus will be on the word management, and the subject name is Principles of Management. So the word management, what do we understand by the word management? And our upcoming sessions will cover the definitions, how do we define word management, and its characteristics, and we'll be talking about the level of management, and we'll be talking about the difference between management and administration. So what is management for us? Dealing with people, executing tasks, handling behavioral approach on the workplace, or what is the prime task, what is the prime target of world management in the society, in different organizations. So as I said, we will be talking about definitions, characteristics, objectives, the level of management, and a very important idea, the difference between management and administration. This consists of your unit number 1. Okay, so in general, what is management? It is an art. Basically, you can say management is a science, it's an art. This is the characteristic of management, where we get done work by the individual or the group of people with effective use of the available resources. You know, the very first management was presented by Krishna in Gita, where you will find almost answers to each and every managerial problem. And then next name in the Indian history, we talk about Kautilya, Chanakya. He gave the different managerial perspective, how a king means you can talk about a manager, how a manager should behave in certain conditions, what are the precautions to be taken by a manager, how he or she should behave in certain conditions. And then gradually with the evolution of the humankind, as you know, groups started living together in the name of society. We started economic and non-economic activities, and the modern management theories reached here. So definitely in this course we'll be looking at the managerial history also, and we will see how different approaches are developed in the world of management. Okay, so let's start with the definition. How we define management. So the definition is given by different management thinkers, philosophers, those who practiced different managerial practices, and they lay down their thoughts and logical process on the paper, and they have become a backbone of the entire managerial approaches and management studies together today. So definitions will be seeing different definitions given by different philosophers and thinkers. Say Knowles and Rich, they say like it is process of designing, designing and maintaining an environment with the individual working together the groups, and ultimately aims are to be fulfilled efficiently and effectively. Henry Ford, one of the very big name, like you can say the father of management. You can treat him as management. He says management is to manage, to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, and to coordinate, and to control resource, people, machines, process, everything. The third definition comes from the Taylor. He again says management is an art of knowing what is to be done and seeing that it is done in the best possible manner. So management is everywhere, in every organization. The next is Peter Drucker, a very big name when we talk about modern management theories starting from 1980s. So he says management is a multi-purpose organ that manages business and manages managers and manages workers and work. So here Peter Drucker assumes management as a living entity. Then Terry and Franklin, once again one of the old approach, where they talk about say management is a distinct process, where different activities say planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling, and these processes are performed to determine and accomplish stated objectives with the use of human beings and other resources. So human resource, finance, physical resources, information resources, everything. So what is management? See here, you see three colors. Like the one is effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. So ultimately, management is all about the prime target: profit, productivity. Hence, management is a process. Now we conclude by different definitions that what is management? Management is a process of planning, decision making, organizing, leading, and motivation and controlling what? Human resource, financial and physical resources, informational resources, and to reach goals very efficiently and effectively. Now we will be looking at the characteristics of the management one by one. Let's see. So you see here a number of words. You can see management, profit, planning, success, human resource, objective, project, vision, business, CEO, planning, controlling, leadership, everything. But what are the characteristics? Intangible, goal-oriented, universal, it's a social process, it is system of authority, it is dynamic. We will be taking this one by one. See, let me tell you, management is not just a subject. Management is a practice. Whatever I'm trying to deliver you, this is a nutshell concept of management. say maybe with the exam perspective, as well as if you understand as an engineer, see for engineers, management is very much important. Say it seems that it's a theoretical subject, but it is actually a matter of practical experience where we day by day, daily life, everywhere we implement different kinds of management. Whether the principle you studied in the books or not, directly or indirectly, you apply them. Okay, so let us go one by one. So first is management is intangible. You cannot touch. You cannot touch. It is an unseen force, and its presence can be felt in terms of performance, in terms of output, in terms of productivity. Okay, so finally, being intangible, the presence can be felt only, and the presence is actually output, production, sales, and profit. Management is goal oriented. See, without goal, no process can be started or no process should be started. If you have a strategy, so definitely you make a strategy to achieve something. If you plan to achieve something, and when you achieve something, you get your goal. And after achieving your goal, you say, I become successful because I had efficiency. So now everything comes together. But finally, we say management is a goal-oriented action. And goals can be economic, non-economic goals. And finally, you can say every organization, see, management is everywhere. At domestic level, at home, commercial, organizations, every institute. Primary goal is to produce and distribute goods and services. See, service is a product. Service is a product for the industry. In order to earn profit, so final idea is the profit. Next, it is universal. As I said, it is everywhere. Management is everywhere. Management is everywhere, and it is pervasive. It is applicable to everywhere. But yes, a careful attention to be given. Say which kind of fundamental, which kind of process is applied, which kind of principle of management is to be applied in what condition. Okay, so this is what we say. Management is universal. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. Next is it's a social process. Why? Because ultimately management involves many people together, many individuals get together to avail or to achieve a common task. We say human resource. So human resource basically works towards a goal-oriented activity. And close cooperation among employees is to be achieved. It is required. And ultimately, who are the stakeholders? Stakeholder of an organization is the employees, employer, shareholders, customers, investors, community. So ultimately, we have to look after the interest of these all stakeholders, and that is one of the major concerns when you talk about management. Without managing a social process, it's difficult for an industry to run, because we human beings are social animals. So without treating them in a proper way, say motivation and everything we have to apply. If we go for the next one is, it's a group activity. It's a group activity. Let's say, for example, you play cricket. So cricket is a group activity. And communicate by 11 men aside, another 11 men aside, and they manage, they plan, they strategize, and in order to win a match, an individual work toward the common goal of a group. That's a team. So management is concerned with the getting things done to the people. People join groups in order to achieve results collectively, and that is the that is the best outcome of management, where the entire world now has become a global village. And so this management helps people to realize their own potential, and then they have to work in a coordinated manner in a group. So it's a group activity. Next is, it's a system of authority, where a manager is required to do work. Say for example, if Mr. Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla and a SpaceX company, see, he will not be doing everything in his own. So he will be appointing people, then further layer of appointing people, then we will talk about the level of management. So it is all about getting things done. But to get all the things done, you need power. You have to order someone. You have to tell, okay, you do this, or your task is this, and your task is this. So you do bowling in this pen, you have to do batting in this order. So this is all authority, and authority gives power. So authority gives power to order someone, and it is all about obtaining obedience from your subordinates. So management is about the system of authority. Next is, it is actually an activity. See, we saw it is goal oriented, it is a group activity, it is system of authority. But how it is activity? So as you play, you study, you travel. Similarly, management is an activity, you manage. So how we say it is an activity? Because it can be studied. Knowledge about it can be obtained. You can avail skill on certain areas. Say we say this fellow is very good at marketing, this fellow is very good at designing, and this fellow is very good at managing people. So these are the different areas of management where you get skill on that, and then you apply them wherever it is required. Okay. The next is, management is dynamic. It's like water. Continuously water is flowing. So management is actually, continuously updating idea. There is no a specific principle that can be applied in particular situation. Say in X situation, I apply one fundamental, you may apply some another fundamental, and there is a dynamism. That today, the strategy that we are working today, that may be not required tomorrow. So, for example, there is a classic example of Sony and Apple company. There was a time where earphone and music system, that we say Walkman. People used to have one Walkman here, even larger than a mobile size, and on cassette was to be inserted, and earphone was provided, and people used to have it. So at the time when Apple started about the iPods, so Sony company was in overconfidence that no one can beat our product. And where on other way, Apple was about to try a new product and they realized that what is the need of people. And gradually, with the entry of iPod in the European market, Sony very soon vanished out with its Walkman product, which was very bulky and difficult to manage. When people got iPod in very user-friendly manner, see, you must read the biography of Steve Jobs. He was a great manager. He was a very strict manager. Rather than we talk about, he's an engineer. And he worked a lot on the dynamic features of the product. And he used to change strategies. And hence, with the classic examples of such kind of jobs and Sony company, all that, we say management is dynamic. And the best part of management is it is better to prevent rather than to do maintenance. So in advance, you have to forecast what kind of problems can be there, and then environmental changes. You have to adjust. A company has to adjust. So for example, right now I'm teaching you online. I used to teach on the board. And now because of the corona situation, we have to start online teaching. And in that condition, we shifted our entire skill on the teaching from physical classroom to the online board. So for an organization, as an individual, as an organization, everyone needs to change the strategy or adapt the environmental changes. But ultimately, the desired results are to be availed. So these were all about the management characteristics, and finally we say management is science as well as an art. This is one of the very popular phrase when we talk about management. Where is it science or is it art? So basically, it's a science because science is a systematic body of the knowledge. In specific way we revise principles, we test them, and we derive the relationships among the variables, and we try to establish them. Similarly, the same way, management contains some fundamental principles which can be applied universally, and principle of management can be tested for validity. It's a long debate how we can say the science. Science is, say psychology, we talk about psychology. So in management, we deal with people, we deal with the behavioral pattern of the people or the workplace. So ultimately, we practice certain fundamentals of psychology. So management is a science. And also, management is an art. So how can we say that management is an art? Here we say, like, what is art? It is applying knowledge and skill to get the desired result. Skill like painting, skill like singing. And when a painter paints or he or she makes a painting, he works with a full heart. And what is the imagination in the mind that is, put on the paper, on the canvas. Similarly, management is a personalized art because we try to achieve our desired results, and achieving best possible desired results. People make their own style of working. It's creativity. Managers are very creative. We say, if we talk about Elon Musk, if we talk about Mukesh Ambani, if we talk about Bill Gates, if we talk about Steve Jobs, these are the big names, these are the good managers, even managers from the Tata. So they have their own way. They have their own way of managing things based on their knowledge, experience, and personality. And here we say the highest order of art is involved, where we have to work on the attitude and behavior of the people in the workplace. So management is science, management is an art. So here, this was the part of first module where we saw the definitions and characteristics of management. In the upcoming sessions, we'll be talking about levels of management. 3 levels: lower level, middle level, and top level. We'll be looking into details of levels of management and difference between management and administration. Okay. Till then, thank you so much, and we will be meeting in the next session of management studies. Thank you. Thank you so much.